Okay, we are all set. Making sure it's working since we're rusty. Okay. So. Starting off with finance. The first introductory 320 is appropriating the 2019-20 Annual Action Plan Consolidated Community Development Plan CDBG CV3 CARES Act Agreement with CCCSR and Redco. Any questions? Nope. Introductory 348 2020.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Kate.
Yeah.
Since Redco is mentioned here, is this something that I have to disclose on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm following up with Tom, but I'm pretty sure you and
All right,
Councilmember
I
Patterson
just
will
wanted
have
to
to.
bring that to the attention.
Mhm.
Katie, I'm looking at the legislation packet that had them broken up. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why. Sorry.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay. Introductory 348 2020-21 year-end budget amendment. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
At the very end, it talks about the collective bargaining agreement with the Locust Club. I'd like a status update, please.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Introductory 349 cancellation or refund of erroneous taxes and charges. Okay. Moving on to NBD, sale of real estate. It's introductory 321. During Councilmember Patterson's review, he did ask what will happen with the remaining portion of 17 Oscar Street, and it will still be a buildable lot, and NBD will continue to hold it in anticipation of further housing development. That will be included on the question and answers. None, okay. Introductory 322, a lease agreement with 151 Cumberland Street. Okay. Introductory 323, a zoning map amendment 632 through 634 North Street.
I guess I don't need to jump the gun if someone else has one.
I don't think anyone else does.
Okay, I actually don't. I realize it has all the notes from the planning commission. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good. Thanks.
Introductory 324, authorizing a grant application for the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. Any questions?
Yeah, I'd like to see the proposal, or at least an executive summary.
Okay.
Does that, in that proposal, would that include the public planning process?
I'm not sure, but I will ask for a summary of the public planning process if you'd like one.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Katie, one last question for me on this one. When awards are expected to be made?
Okay. 346 is a sale
I
of
have a question.
for 346 or
For
324. 324. Go ahead.
You know, it says that the grant funding could cover up to 100% of the costs undertaken by public entities and 40% for private developers. So I guess I'm just wondering, and this may come over with the proposal, what things might be proposed under public entities and private developers.
Okay. Introductory 346, sale of real estate, 120 Savannah Street, Southeast Towers Rehabilitation Project.
Yeah, my question is, why are we crediting them for the rent that they've paid on that lot since 2019?
Okay. Any other questions? Introductory 347, amending ordinance number 2019-85, Southeast Towers Affordable Rental Housing Project.
I would like to know how many parking spaces this will provide, and how many will go to the residents of the building? And maybe, because I know some of them are going to be used for construction, when it's anticipated that the full amount will be able to be allotted to tenants.
Okay. Any other questions on 347? URA 4, sale of real estate, 120 Savannah Street, Southeast Towers Revitalization Project.
I guess my only question is, why have them, one is an introductory and one is a URA introductory? I don't know if anyone knows that.
Joanne, do you know why?
I mean, it's they have to do a RUR with this. I don't know if I'm sure there's a legal reason, but I don't know it. So it might be difficult to answer.
Just my curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to PPW. First one is introductory 325, 326 Blue Cross Arena Building Management System upgrades. Any questions? Okay. Introductory 327, 328 Grant Authorization Charles Carroll Plaza and Genesee Crossroads Parking Garage Roof Slab Reconstruction Project. Any questions?
Can we get, I know this went through Rock the River Way, but, I'd like to kind of see what's being proposed currently, if anything has changed, what the renderings look like.
So you're just looking for updated renderings of the project?
Yeah. And any other, associated descriptions of what's going to go there. And maybe I'll add in, are we considering changing the name of the park?
Any other questions? Introductory 329 municipal code changes related to the right-of-way penalties. Any questions?
I'd like to ask if they can kind of give me an example of how the code will be applied with the new changes.
Did I miss in that? Did it show what the fines are as opposed to what they're being changed to?
I believe
Yes.
it does.
Where was it? was certain they must have put it. I just couldn't see it.
So in the table under A and B, on
Okay.
the first page of the transmittal. So it's going up significantly.
All right. Okay.
Any other questions on that one? No.
I guess I want to know how to. Never mind. Never mind.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Introductory 330 agreement with the Copley Design Group, Durand Eastman Park Beach House. Any questions? Okay.
Do we know when the project will be completed?
I think
Not-
they,
Not in time for next summer.
Yeah.
That was the question I asked in our meeting, but it's good to put it on paper.
Yeah, it's like a date or, estimated date.
any other questions? Okay. Introductories 331, 332, 333, East Main Street Improvement Project, North Goodman Street to Culver Road. And we do have a chart to show the funding streams that we will be putting through as a answer. No questions? Introductory 334 agreement, Labella Associates, DPC Engineering Services, Humboldt Art Center, Water Park improvements.
I just want to know if this will change the, actually, let me just ask the Humboldt Art Center hours. And if this project will change them at all for next summer.
I have a question kind of around the design. I know we have a number of water parks in the city. Is there kind of like a standard design elements that we pull from, or is this something that, say, the kids of the rec center could participate in designing? I know just, in Beechwood, we had a Kaboom grant where, the community got involved in designing the adventure course, and I think it's a nice way to engage the community.
Got it. Any others? Introductory 335, William A. Johnson Jr. Terminal Building at the Port of Rochester Roof Project.
I know we recently had legislation around the roofing of the port. So is this just a piece of that, or is additional?
I believe it's additional. Joanne, do you have any? It's not an amendment to the current
Well, my
ordinance.
understanding is it's additional.
Yes, I can ask.
So maybe, what changed, or the explanation of why we need the additional funds?
That may have been the atrium and not the actual Port of Rochester building, but that's a good question.
Thank you, Councilman.
Okay. Introductory 336, amending ordinance number 2021-270, the Rock City Skate Park. Any questions? Okay, moving on to
I
public.
actually,
You have
sorry.
one? You're good.
For the phase 3, is that dependent on, the community raising funds, or is there kind of like a slated date that might be completed?
This is for design, so I think it depends on what the costs come back after design.
Got it.
But last month last month we approved the design of phase 2, and I think ultimately we're able to potentially save some long-term costs by combining a design for phase 2 and phase 3 together.
What was the second part of your question?
About when it would be completed.
Okay, that's the second part. Any others? Okay, moving on to public safety, recreation, and human services. Introductory 337, agreement, counseling, and stress management services. Any questions? Okay, moving on. Introductory 338, medical director consultation services. None. Introductory 339, budget amendment, Petco Love 2020 grant. Hearing none. Introductory 340, grant agreement, New York State Office of Victim Services. Any questions? Introductory 341, grant agreement, New York State Office of Children and Family Services, AmeriCorps. Any questions? Introductory 342, intermunicipal agreement, Rochester City School District's utilization of pathways to peace. Introductory 343, budget amendment 2021-22 budget of the police department and undistributed. Any questions? Introductory 344, establishing a notification process regarding police incidents and body-worn camera footage. Introductory 345, amending Chapter 18 of the Municipal Code with respect to freedom of information requests. Any questions?
I don't have a question. I guess it would have been nice to have a discussion about these introductories before seeing them introduced. I think they're, great things to do, but it's just a surprise to me.
You're on mute.
I know. So which
Where's your
things you
t-shirt?
think we should discuss before they're introduced?
I just mean as a council process, we don't submit legislation often. And so I guess maybe my question is more around what is the process for submitting legislation? And is that something that we discuss as a council or, goes directly through you?
Any additional questions? Any questions?
Well, I guess the question that I just asked, the administration isn't going to answer. So I don't know, President Scott, if you have anything that any insight about the process.
I do, but nothing that I'm going to add right now.
If there are no other questions, that's all for agenda review. Okay.
So just to confirm, committee meetings and council meeting this month are, as of last night, everything's going to be on Zoom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll send an updated media notice, and also I'll connect with the clerk's office and we'll get things going.
Will they upgrade our Zoom accounts back to what they were?
I will make sure everyone's are back to the premium or whatever is the higher one.
Okay,
Thank you for reminding me.
The boards and commissions are going to Zoom too. And as I understand it, it'll be straight through to January.
Yep, January 15th, I believe is the date.
Well, the mayor had just called while I was under to let
Oh.
me know so that we would let folk know that that was going to happen. I told her we were there already. We just hadn't declared till January, but okay, we will. And that's that.
All right. I will see everyone on Thursday if I don't see you before then.